Chapter 2. 2 is company. 3 is murder.
Horrible.
What Bogeyman saw on his front porch shocked him like a stoned cold stunner. There on his front lawn was a crowd of WWE wrestlers and their families. All of the Ken A. Barbie type, all beautiful and handsome men cut like demons, and their women as flawless as the same demons. He saw Chris Masters, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Maurice, and more. This was all capitals. They were all carrying makeshift weapons like shovels, bassy ball bats, and oars, O-R-R-S, and holding flashlights. They were arguing with the group of people standing on Boogeyman's porch. Boogeyman's shock took a sharp right turn into ashamed. As he realized who was standing on his porch, who as arguing with the Ken and Barbies of the WWE on the Boogeyman's behalf. Boogeyman had just been thinning how he didn't have enough friends to even count on tiny Hornswoggle's hand. Now he saw more than a handful of people on his porch defending him. More than a handful of people on his side. More than a handful of friends.
People, listen!
Christian called as he stood on Boogeyman's pouch. Behind Eddie, Christian stood others who the Boogeyman called friend. There was Shamus, Goldust, Ray Mysterio, Kane, and others. Christian continued.
You don't understand. You cone here because you think the Boogeyman is responsible for the children who have mysteriously gone missing the past few weeks. But he's not responsible. He's helping. He used to be the greatest detective in all of New York. And you know we can't call the official police out to WWE town of the world. Will find out about our only refuge, capital refuge from the Pope Ozzy. The Boogeyman isn't out to get your children. He's out to save your children. Don't you see the irony?
Oh my God.
Christian is as good at irony as the rest of the internet. The Boogeyman was reminded of the past 3 weeks. Everything was fine up till then. Then, each week, another young child has went missing. First, Drew's son. Then, even-born son. The John Morrison son. Even-born son, the John Morrison son. The whole capital WWE town was in an uproar, and Boogeyman couldn't blame them for taking some extreme measures. He stood in the shadows, there's an apostrophe there, and listened.
That's what you say,
yelled Drew McIntyre as he came out of the crown, wielding a baseball bat like an enraged baseball player.
But he hasn't uncovered one clue yet, and tonight, even more has happened. Triple H's son has gone missing right from their guarded mansion. There, Theire, guarded mansion.
Good.
Now it's Jujo.
No, it's Christian.
Oh, sorry. I promise you all, the Boogeyman will help. He's helped me before,
said Christian.
Oh yeah? How?
Cried out the crowd. Christian replied,
I can't say. It's a dark secret. But I promise he will do all he can to help you. You must trust him.
The buoy's man stepped out of the shadow sand. He spoke.
I will help. I have been working all night and day, nonstop. I will find you, children, but it will take time. I know all about time.
Boogeyman thought to himself. So wait, which part was he thinking?
I don't know.
Sorry.
Wait, okay, I don't know.
Okay, said the crowd. said the crowd, and they left, but they were mumbling unhappy. Boogie Man has stood them just a little now, but soon he's really dancing. But soon they would become cratches of fear and scared, and they would look for an easy target. Yet once again,
are you okay?
asked Kristanen.
Yes! You are all good, friend, and I thank you for protecting my home and beautiful wife, Kelly. But please go home. I don't want you to place yourselves in any more peril than you have already done. Thank you, my friends. Thank you more than you could know.
They all left the Proch, each saying their goodbyes to Boogeyman. Soon only the Boogeyman and Shamus were left on the porch. Boogeyman looked at the pale, huge man, made even more pale by the moonlight, and looking even taller than he does on TV, because he's so big that when the other wrestlers wrestle, they wear boots, it's thick heels to make them look taller, so it's not so obvious how really tall Shamus is. Shaus spoke in his thick Irish accent.
Well, me boyo,
Brilliant. He said,
look like ye got yeself in a heap o' trouble now, don't ya?
Looks that way, Shamus. But they are good people. They are just scared.
Ha!
laughed Shismus.
How many spellings of this is there now? These Ken und Barbie types, they don't be knowing what scared is, to be sure. A wee bit of trouble come into the perfect little life, and ye know they gonna blame it on others. People who be different, well, they don't even have a real clue what troubling is being.
Sorry, when was Seamus Scottish and German?
This is awesome.
I'm trying.
I really like that. Sorry. Boogeyman could see his friend was getting angrier and magier.
What? What is major?
M-A-G-I-E-R. Magier. Magier? Is it? Was the shock of red hair on Shamus's head getting even redder? Or was it the pale face getting redder with rage? That made it look so. Boogeyman tried to talk his friend down.
Look!
Boogeyman said.
They just need some time to think and calm down to clear things up.
Clear thins ups, ya say, boy equal O.
Said.
Well, the Lord and Devil be knowing Shamus knows a lot about being clear, by golly.
Sorry, that last one was Samus.
Samus?
He's Samus from
Metroid.
Jesus Christ. Shamus laughed and held up his pale fist, and the Boogeyman watched as Shamus's head became even more paler and more paler, until you could see completely through it, not more than a apparition of a feast in the air. Shamus's laugh turned to a moan of a man who knew only loss and pain in life, and the fist suddenly became solid again, almost too solid, as Shamus took it and slammed it into a pillar of the Boogeyman's porch, smashing, if like, some sort of small pale Irish wrecking ball. The Boogeyman should have been shocked, or angry, or stunned, but he was sad for his friend. Only Boogeyman knew Shamus's tragic secret, that the father of Shamus was the last true giant in all of Ireland, a sad soul who hid himself in a cabbageon in the wood away from the hateful eyes of the normal folk. And there, in those Irish wood and in his loneliness, he listened in the knot to the soulful cries of the Irish, Banshee. Banshee? His only companion in those woods was that sad, sad, sad spirit. And somehow, though magic, loneliness, or the real magic of loneliness, Shamus was conceived.
What?
A creature born of sadness and lonelessness, placed on a path that only had two directions, more sadness and more loneliness.
I'm sorry, me friend,
said Shamus.
but me blood is a rage as bad as it is to say I'm be almost glad to see those all so perfect WWE superstars suffer just a little. I must be going now.
Shamus ran off, his huge pale form disappearing into the night like a moonbeam lost from its mother moon. True. Boogeyman, though.
What a strange thing for Seamus to say. He is so bitter, but even he must feel for a missing child, wouldn't he?
Boogeyman turned to return inside the house to his lovely wife, Kelly, but a rustle being him made him turn. Leaping from the bushes came Drew McIntyre, wielding a baseball bat like a madman, yelling,
I want my son back, you moonster!
Boogeyman reacted quickly and almost by nature. Drew drew closer and swung the bat like a Major League All-Star. Quickly and like a cat, Boogeyman drew from behind his back a clock, a red alarm clock he had bought a case of in the weeks before, and as Drew's swing came closer, Boogeyman slammed the clock upwards and smashed it with a large crash against his own head. The silence came first, like always. Then Boogeyman wiped a small drop of blood from his eye that had dropped down from his forehead, where the smacking clock had cut his already badly scared forehead. The looked at Drew. He was not moving, of course. He was frozen, like a picture or a cardboard cutout. Drew, like the leaf in the trees, the breeze on the wind, every wine in WWE town was frozen. Frozen in time. Everyone but the Boogeyman's. The Boogeyman knew the drill by heart. He had 6 minutes and 66 seconds. 666, ladies and gentlemen. Not 7 minutes and 6 seconds. Before time started up again. That was just enough time to carry Drew back to Drew's house, undress him, and place him next to his lovely wife Eve. When time started again, Drew would think his grief-driven action was all just a bad dream. Drew was a good man. He was just upset with his missing child. As the Boogeyman hurriedly carried Drew under his arm, he thought to himself,
So help me, nothing will stop me from finding these missing children. Nothing. Not hatred, not fear, comma, not even time itself.
That is... So wait, has anything come from under the bed yet?
No.
Not yet. Where is 2 is company, 3 is murder? Where was 2 or 3 or murder?
None.
There wasn't 2 of anything, there wasn't 3 of anything, and there's no murder.
The only attempted murder was Drew, and that was when Shamus had left, so it was still 2's murder. It wasn't 3 at all.
So, okay, let me recap. Wow, this show is...
No, that's right, recap.
Recap. Seamus was born from a giant and a banana. What was the coyote, right? A banshee?
Banshee. Yeah, and conceived magically through the magic of loneliness or the magic of loneliness.
Oh my god.
and the Boogeyman stops time when he hits himself in the head with a clock or destroys a clock or whatever it is.
Yep, for 6 minutes and 66 seconds.
Yes, and 6, not 7 minutes and 6 seconds.